Just when I thought I found a flaw in this monitor, I actually entered the OSD menu and I found the reason that I don't know why they didn't mention it in the main specifications, because this thing is quite popular in those terms when we're talking about huge size monitor and we're talking about 32-inch and when we're talking about 4K resolution. So right here is ASRock Phantom Gaming PGO32UFS and we're talking about 4K resolution with 240 Hz refresh rate, 0.03 milliseconds response time gray to gray, and it has a dual mode. You have a dedicated button at the back so you can easily switch between the resolutions from 4K to Full HD, where Full HD is up to 480 Hz. So this is quite interesting because apart from that thing and everything that I went into with the features, and you'll see why, I was skeptical. I mean, it has KVM switch, it has literally everything. I mean, and then there was no mentioning in the features picture in picture and picture by picture. So what I did, I actually went inside the OSD menu to see everything all together, and I do have to say OSD menu is really user friendly and you can really navigate it quite easily with the joystick at the back, so you won't have any problems. But it has picture in picture and it has picture by picture, and you have more functions when we're talking about those two features than in any monitor that I've encountered so far. So yeah, that is something that, I didn't expect, because we're talking about a 31.5-inch 4K UHD flat WOLED display with 16:9 aspect ratio. Viewing angle is 178 horizontal and vertical, and pixel pitch is 0.1814 millimeters. The interesting thing is with the refresh rate, because it has a dual mode, and I mentioned that. So 4K is at 240 Hz, and the Full HD resolution goes up to 480. Now, then the brightness. SDR typical is 275 nits, while the HDR peak is 1300 nits. Now, talking about color space, we have DCI-P3 at 99%, sRGB at 132%, with display colors at 1.07 billion 10-bit. Now, contrast ratio is 1.5 million to 1, and we have anti-glare display surface. So you won't have that reflection. It's really nice. Now, for those unique features that I mentioned, apart from the picture in picture and picture by picture, we have dual display mode. You already know that. But we also have a KVM switch, which I also mentioned, and integrated Wi-Fi antenna, which supports Wi-Fi 4, 5, 6, 6E, and 7. So what you do is, at the back of the monitor, at the back of the stand, you have two Wi-Fi antennas, and you get, of course, the cables. I'll get to the cable part quite shortly, but listen to this. You connect those two cables back at the stand, and you connect them back to your motherboard. So you get an extension for your antenna. If for some strange reason your computer is beneath the table, you want to have that perfect connection. If you're going wireless and you don't have any possibility to connect it directly via cable, this is a great solution. Now, for the ports and connections, this is another cool thing, but as you already know and what I mentioned, it has KVM switch. So we go with two HDMI 2.1, two DisplayPorts 1.4, three USB 3.2 Generation 1 Type A, one USB 3.2 Generation 1 Type B, one USB 3.2 Generation 1 Type C DP out mode with PD 65 watts, one headphone out, and we have two speakers 5 watts. Now, to be honest, they sound quite good. They are quite good. I do have to admit, for monitor speakers, they are really, really nice and solid, and I don't know what to say. So also, apart from everything, this monitor can be nicely adjusted, with tilt being from -7 to +20 degrees, then swivel is from -20 to +20 degrees, and height adjustment is from 0 to 100 millimeters. But the lowest point of the monitor is 7 centimeters, and it goes up to 17 centimeters. This is something that, as I stated in the past monitor reviews, I encountered that some of you guys really want to know. It also supports VESA mount 100x100, but in that scenario, you're losing the Wi-Fi antenna since it's located on the monitor stand. I think you will also be interested in cooling inside this monitor, because it uses graphene film cooling technology combined with special design heatsink, which should lower the screen temperature and reduce the risk of additional burn-in. Now, Before I go further with anything else, I really want to touch base just quickly with the design. So we have a not regular stand here at the bottom, but we have a PG logo right here. We have a PG logo at the back of the stand, and in general, the screen is clean. You have thin bevels all around, so all four sides. No ASRock logo, no Phantom Gaming logo here on the screen. So if you decide to place it on a wall mount or a additional stand, you literally have no logos. And I know some of you also prefer that. Now, this is quite okay, subtle, I don't mind it. And the design of it, it's a bit different. But the best part, and when I say the best part, I'm comparing to recent reviews of monitors. The cable management is done properly. Because what happened? And this is what I'm saying, it's quite simple. Drill a hole through the monitor stand, not you guys, but the manufacturer. They open the hole at the back of the stand and you can reroute the cables. It's really simple. You don't need some additional holders, hangers, cable canals or whatever. You just need a hole through the stand which will reroute the cables straight behind the stand and below your table. And I mean, I have over there U2414H Dell monitor that was 2014, right? And it back then had that opening, which was really straightforward. You just push the cables back and that's it. So cable management, perfect. You can really align even with those antennas at the back. So guys, I'm quite impressed with all of that. At the back on the right side, we have Kensington lock. On the left side, we have a power on button. We have that joystick and you have that switch for dual mode, which is quite straightforward. And you have two LED lines going in RGB, which you can also adjust in the OSD menu with additional graphics concerning Phantom Gaming. Now inside the OSD menu you have an option for pixel clean, which prevents burn-in by running automatically after 4 hours of use, or you can adjust it manually when needed. Of course, it also resumes when it's interrupted. Now there's also one more cool feature to prevent burn-in on certain elements, let's put it this way. This is found under System OLED Care and you go into logo auto dimming. So it automatically adjusts the brightness of static logos or icons or whatever on the screen to reduce the risk of burn-in. This is actually outstanding because you, for instance, have a couple of icons on the desktop and you're just running some windows on the side or doing whatever you're doing. It really doesn't matter, but it reduces the brightness on those parts because they're fixed, they're static, and reduces them from burning in. Start menu as well. That's great. Now, since I touched base with the OSD menu, cool design, user-friendly for sure, as I mentioned. On top of the OSD menu, it's giving main details about the monitor, and then we have input select, image setup, picture gaming, KVM audio, and system. But the most positively shocking part, and I don't know if you checked the Instagram reel that I did, checking out the accessories or cables that you get inside in the box with this monitor. So you have one HDMI 2.1, 1.8 meters, DP 1.4, 1.8 meters, USB 3.2 generation 2 type C 1 meter, USB 3.2 generation 1 type A to type B 1.8 meter, AC adapter 240 watts 1.5 meters, and unfortunately, even though it's an OLED and it should have been a bit thinner, it isn't. But the adapter is basically a brick on the side that you have to find somewhere to place it, and that's it. There's additional power cord 1.5 meter that goes from the adapter towards your wall socket. Quick start guide. We have Wi-Fi antenna cable set, which are two, and then you have Phantom Gaming cable sleeve, which means that apart from the hole at the back where you push your cables, you can basically group all the cables, including the antennas. I didn't connect them right here in front of you guys, but in general I did, and basically just sleeve them up. That's outstanding. And even though if it's visible, you still have a nice graphic from Phantom Gaming. It's nicely hidden, and I think that's really cool. Picture quality. Well, precise color accuracy delivers exceptional visuals with true blacks and vibrant colors, outstanding contrast, and smooth performance. With that, what I wanted to say is I didn't this time go with the Witcher 3, but in some scenarios I did encounter those black parts of the game where it's pretty dark, like in Spider-Man Miles Morales. But in that game you can actually see the diversity in colors and how it's positively shown. And also when you go in that consideration, and when you take the dark segments inside the game, they are actually really nicely shown. So you won't see, I don't know, you have a certain part of the game where it's completely dark and you have some edges or you have some texture, they are visible. And then you go with, I used Need for Speed Heat for this time, and the colors are there. It's just quite nice, and I do have to admit that it's really nice and really rich tones. And taking into consideration, and I found only one price tag for this monitor, 800 euros. I think it's 800 to 850, something like that. So we're having 32-inch, well, 31.5-inch screen with dual mode 4K and Full HD with the different refresh rates, 0.03 milliseconds gray to gray, KVM switch, picture-in-picture, picture-by-picture. We're having Wi-Fi antennas, adjustability with the stand, VESA mount. I mean, I can really repeat the whole video again and you'll get the picture, right? But if you came this far with the video, you noticed what I wanted to say. And this screen really is, when we're talking about the OLEDs in general, it's not like QD OLED, but this OLED with all of the specs is really outstanding, and with the unique features. The only thing that I can say is PC Crazy approved badge, no single doubt about it. So yeah, this was ASRock's Phantom Gaming PGO32UFS, and only this, thumbs up. Guys, the links, if I find it, of course, because you have to bear with me, I have to find the specific link for you to share it with you. If you're interested in this, you can check it out, check the details, check the price. This is the current price that I found, so it might change. I don't know. It's not up to me. But regardless of that, thank you for watching today's video. If this was something that shine a light on more monitors in this segment, in this size and resolution and the dual mode and everything else, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and click the notification bell. I'll see you quite soon. Bye.